Hi girls! So we talked about the other night that I was going to do a little tutorial on how to sew your pre-point shoes. So let's get started so you can get these sewn and start to practicing, okay? So the first thing I want you to do is put your shoes on, figure out which one you want to be your right foot and which one you want to be your left foot. Once you've determined which foot is going to be on which shoe, what I want you to do is take a Sharpie, a black Sharpie, and write on the bottom of your shoe an R and an L. Because it does get confusing when you don't know which foot your shoe goes on. So mark those on the back side so that you know when you go to put these on which foot is going to be in which. Because if you get them mixed up, it feels really funny, and then I don't want any injuries to happen. So we definitely want to mark those, okay? Now, as you can see, I already have oh, sorry, that's my dog. So I already have an elastic and ribbon already sewn on one side of mine, but this is what I would like for you to do. First thing I want you to do is put your shoe on your foot, okay? Then let's start with the elastic first. So if your elastic comes in one piece, what you want to do is fold it in half and cut it so that you have two, and then take that, and if you have enough, cut that in two. That way you have 4 pieces to do a crisscross, okay? So the first method I'm going to show you is the crisscross method, which is what I prefer that you do. Just gives you a little bit more support. If you don't have enough elastic, then you'll just do the one around your ankle, okay? So this one is going to be our crisscross. So the best thing to do is to take your elastic, and what you're going to do is you're going to figure out how tight you want that on your ankle or on your foot, okay? So once you've established and you cut where you want it to go, is you're going to take your elastic. First thing you're going to do is you're going to take your shoe and you're going to fold it like so, okay? So you've got these 2 creases right here. So where those creases are at is you're going to take your elastic, and there's a seam right here on the side of the shoe. So what I want you to do is take your elastic and you're going to put it just behind that seam towards the heel, okay? And we're going to sew it right there, okay? Once you get your thread in your needle, make sure it's a loop. Loop it all the way through, and then tie a knot at the end so there's no loose ends, okay? So your elastic and your ribbons can either go on the outside of your shoe or they can go on the inside of your shoe. It's whatever a dancer prefers. Me, personally, I like to have my elastic on the outside of my shoe because sometimes it rubs on the inside of my ankle, but it's up to you, whichever you prefer. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna place this here. And what you want to do is, where you see the elastic, what I teach students to do is to outline the elastic. So you're going to go down the bottom, up, over the top, and down. You're going to make a square, okay? So what we'll do is we're going to start, and you're going to come through. I'm going to start at the top and come through. Now, you need to be really careful that when you're sewing up here at the top near the ribbon, make sure that you don't get all the way to the top to where you're into your drawstring. If you catch that drawstring with a needle and you sew it to the elastic, you won't be able to pull your shoe tighter, okay? So make sure that you go just a little bit underneath that, all right? And then what I do is I just go in and out like so. And I go straight down to the end of the elastic. Hope you guys can kind of see this with my fingers in the way. And then just go straight across. So go all the way to the bottom of it. And here I'm going to start to go across. So I'm going to make a straight line going across the bottom all the way across. Okay. And I would do, you know, several little stitches in here. I wouldn't do just maybe 2 big loops because it'll be too loose and then you'll just have to redo it. So do several so that you can see that it's already getting nice and tight when I tug on that, okay? And then you're just gonna keep going, like I said, in and out. And I'm gonna come up towards the top here. See how I'm kind of making a square, going in and out, just outlining the shape of the elastic. And then I'm gonna come across, but being really careful that I do not get up here where the drawstring is at, remember? And we're gonna go back through and back through. Being careful not to get that drawstring because we definitely want to be able to pull it tighter. And then what I do is once I finish, and it's nice and tight, see? So it'll stay on there when you do that square. Then what I do is I just kind of like to poke a little hole through it. So now I have a loop. And what you're gonna do is what I like to do is I like to count 3 times. My mama taught me this, is around the needle part where it's real sharp, take the string that's closest to that, wrap it around 3 or 4 times. Go 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. Take the needle, pull it through, squish all that material, that string, that thread down, and you've created a knot. And then what you do is just cut that off, and there's your one elastic so far, okay? Now, because we're doing the crisscross method, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this, and it's going to come across, ignore this one. I'm gonna come across to over here, okay? And it's gonna sew there, all right? Just where this one is at, but pretend that's not there. We'll hide that. So we're gonna sew that right there, okay? So then that gives you your first loop. And you'll do the same thing with the other elastic right here, and you'll bring it right here to the other side, okay? So that way you have the crisscross effect. Other shoes on. So that's how you do the elastic. When it comes to the ribbon, your ribbon is when you fold your shoe, okay? So where this elastic is at, you're gonna put the ribbon just behind it. So it's gonna go in between the elastic here and the elastic you just sewed back here on the back of the shoe for the crisscross. So you're gonna put that ribbon right there in between, okay? So pretty much right at the corner right here. What you want to do is angle it, okay? There's kind of a smooth side and a rough side to these ribbons. You want the rough side closest to your tight so that it stays in place on your leg. So this one you can always put on the inside of your shoe, but what's best is to fold this. So fold your ribbon so that you don't have those frays and it lays nice and flat in your shoe. So you're going to put it again on the inside, outside, whichever you prefer. And you're going to make sure you're in the right spot as you folded the shoe, okay? And you're just gonna kind of angle it a little bit so that when it wraps around your ankle, it's at a nice angle going up your ankle, okay? Now, you're gonna do the exact same thing, sewing method on this. You're gonna box it out when you sew this, okay? So down at the bottom, up, across, and back down, making a box, okay? That way you know it's on really nice and tight, okay? So that is how you're gonna sew your ribbons and your elastics. Now, once you get your shoe on, let me grab my other shoe. Once you get your other shoe on, I'm gonna show you how to tie these because sometimes people get confused on how to tie their shoes. There's several different ways. So once your shoe is on, you guys can see my crisscrosses here on this one. So I've got my elastic here, my ribbon in between, and then my back elastic back here, and it makes the crisscross. Now again, if I didn't show this, I'm sorry, is if you guys just have the one elastic, then you're just going to do the 2 elastics. You're gonna do the one elastic and sew it to the back here, measure it around your ankle and sew it to the other side back here, okay? That's for the one elastic. Now, once you have these on, get it on my foot here. So we've got 2 here, okay? The best thing is to take it and wrap it around. But you want to stay close down by your ankle, like by your ankle bone, just right above it. You don't want to go up your leg, okay? You want to stay down low. You're going to take the other one, you're going to wrap it around the ankle and pull it around. Then what you do is you tie these on the inside of your ankle. The reason we do that is so the audience can't see your ties, okay? So what you do is you tie it. I like to tie mine in a knot, okay? So here's my knot, right? Now, of course, we got these little dangly strings, which we don't want to show or trip on. So what I like to do is take it, put them together, and I like to fold it and fold it and fold it. And then what I like to do is tuck it up underneath my shoe, okay? And it'll stay nice and tight. You can go either direction. You can fold it inward, 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 and tuck it under. And you hide it with that. And you tuck it all the way in. And you cover it up with that ribbon. And you don't see anything, okay? So that's how you're gonna tie your ribbons for your pre-point shoes and your elastics and your ribbons, okay? So I hope this helped you guys. If you have any questions, just text me and I will talk you through it. I'll call you or text you, whatever works best, and I will talk you through and walk you through it all, okay? Hope this helps, and I can't wait to see you guys next Wednesday. Bye.